Greetings to the real horizon line. Now, the horizon is the apparent line that separates Earth from sky, the line that divides all viewing directions based on whether it intersects the Earth's surface or not. Your eye level line, the place where the land and the sky appear to meet. In linear perspective, it's the line on which all vanishing points are positioned, more accurately as described as the eye line or eye level, both are which flat. The true horizon is actually a theoretical line, which can only be observed when it lies on the flat sea surface. At many of our locations, this line is obscured by land, trees, buildings, mountains, etc., and the resulting intersection of Earth and sky is called the visible horizon. When looking at a sea from ashore, the part of the sea closest to the horizon is called the offing. The true horizon surrounds the observer, and it is typically assumed to be a circle. This is a fact, folks. In geometric science, its centre is below the observer and below sea level. Its distance from the observer varies from day to day due to refractions, or a type of scattering light, or greatly affected by weather conditions. Maybe there is also an electromagnetic acceleration which appears to bend light upwards, hence why we can't see things much further away. Horizontal, that is. Now, geometry controls all space relationships, whether it is empty space or space occupied. However, the Earth we all see is flat, horizontal, and also up past 100,000 feet vertical into the inner space of Earth, thanks to high altitude weather balloons or HABs with real-time footage, and the observer will observe the flat circle of the distant horizon line at this point. A horizontal and a vertical plane are the shortest planes of space. The Earth is far too big to get an actual, real total view of it. But to add unknown Professor Pickard, he should have had a Nobel Prize. But he was a globe believer, of course he was, and was the first back in May 1931 to balloon up and actually have a look-see into the stratus plane. He saw the Earth for what it really was, friends, which is flat, and I quote, "It seemed like a flat disc with an upturned edge." That was the circle of the distant horizon line he witnessed. It was flat. He was the first to see it with the best technology we had at the time to go straight up vertically. So major problems started here when he explained what he saw. As you can imagine, to the horror, it had to be squashed very quickly. Now, many years later, when the technology got much better, we could try again, this time far higher and safer, thanks to the expertise of the German rocket scientists NASA was developed. Realized yet again the Earth is flat from way up past 100,000 feet, so those major problems are now world-changing problems, aren't they? Think about what was happening at that time. Just check the history. Declaring the Earth is flat is certainly not an option. Now, you can say people are not stupid, of course. However, you can never underestimate the unpredictability of human stupidity. Thus, the powers that be cleverly figured out a way to circulate the Earth to appear as a globe using basic special effects, video camera techniques, and photorealistic photographers to computer generate the Earth digitally. It was only in the last 50 or so years the first faked ball pictures of Earth were shown to the general public, not oblated or pear-shaped, but perfectly round. The same fake ball image, now photorealistic, comes in many different versions, from the Americans, the Chinese, the Russians, the British, all to heliocentric you into believing it's a cartoon unbelievable. And people can say that they knew it was a ball thousands, even millions of years ago, but this was always speculation, always a theory and an alternate to what is happening here for real. Saying and science proving it are two very opposite things, folks. And I hope every practicing scientist would agree with that statement. The Earth has and will always be flat. So in science, seeing is really believing, isn't it? So it has to be observable, testable, repeatable, doesn't it? Not hypothetical science or some pseudoscience it's really known as. They know the Earth is obviously flat, and keeping this from you is getting that little bit harder now. So as the years go by, technology gets better. No ship will ever disappear over anything, but the money keeps coming in the billions. And the space movie continues. We're currently on Mars at the moment. Well, a radio-controlled rover is apparently. I wonder if it will detect any chocolate, maybe some caramel or that soft nougat on its surface, maybe even Matt Damon growing some vegetables somewhere. Who knows? Imagine though, what we could do with 25 billion a year. The imagination boggles. Just switch on the TV or any social media device. Money well spent? I don't think so, folks. Fresh drinking water, food, shelter for all, I do think so. Facts, folks. There is no curve to the Earth in order for us or anybody else to mathematically determine its shape from this spinning tilted ball or oblated spheroid. It's just like an unmarried female with a lisp. It's a myth. The heliocentric Pythagorean equation of this 8" per mile squared will fail at every single turn, and it is completely flawed. This is why they are rejecting this now, because technology has caught up. But even if you cube it or pi it, even power it, you cannot and will not find any such elevation drop or curvature to this Earth because of the real horizon line. The only curves will be in computer generated image, photorealistic cartoons, or early manipulated photographs from space agencies. All learning ones. Why is this so hard for people to understand? Circumference is equal to pi multiplied by the diameter. So to explain that this is flat circular, folks, with the information the radius of Earth from the North Pole to the ice wall would be around 10,800 nautical miles. From this, the circumference can be found using a mathematical equation that I believe circumference is equal to pi multiplied by the diameter. These measurements allow for a diameter of about 21,600 nautical miles, which then allows for a circumference of 67,858 nautical miles. More or less what the Challenger circumnavigated on its 3-year voyage around our plane world using the azimuthal equidistant. This is the truth, not 25,000 miles in circumference as it is stated by the heliocentricity crew. Never once going upside down under a ball or back around to the other side of it from top to bottom. This is impossible. Only moving from left to right or east to west around the circle with a center point and back again using the line that separates the earth from the sky, all being a very, 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 very large circle of land as it rests upon the waters. Ignorance you can teach, friends, and plant a seed to watch that grow in due time. But stupidity goes far beyond my abilities of sowing any type of psychological seed. I do not see the earth as a globe anymore, and this is why. Please remember, every person who sees the earth as flat now once believed in the spaceball theory also. There is no point trying to explain it all again. Every ball believer bases all their opinions now on the assumption that they are regarding the earth from some point in an outer space, instead of how we see the earth now as horizontal with our feet flat on it. This is the problem with communication and debate of our said topic. Most people can't handle that truth. Without a picture or video of a cartoon earth, everything else in heliocentricity will collapse. There is so much more that we do need to see and find out. We don't have all the answers, but this is the exciting part, what drives us all on, breaking free, researching the truth, and finding out bit by bit the lies involved in taking control of your mind, body, and soul into their dark, divided solar system. Don't let them. The earth is flat, and your soul has the power to see the light. You can see the earth is flat. Just open your eyes. Thank you for your time. I'll see you all soon.